on the outside of the next zone, but he's still solo. Arufa has not been able to get the teammates just back. With how many teams are prioing, just full sending into zone to get their positioning, it's making things difficult for him to have that regain. You're right, Flat, GK, Elite Esports, who have been so dang dominant here this week, are already solidified into that next circle. Just trying to find anything.
It's going to be good, at least when you have that safety net, right? And being able to carry some of that performance into today where a lot of teams are playing a lot more scared, a lot more reserved. It's going to be a different pace of play for the teams that are at risk of elimination, even the likes of like Team Heretics and how they're going to be able to try to move up here too. While you take a look at where Heretics is on the outskirts of Solar, you get to see it in a P attempt now as Wolves also trying to move up, destroying that drone. That's a little scary. It's Wex who does have the fuse. Literally one shot though, and they have been detected by the drone. Dropping down on their head is going to be Flat. They find 2 knocks, by the way, from 2 different teams, and Kuzer is just going crazy. Thanks to being able to have that void passage, you're going to skedaddle inside of this building, playing very passively as Wolf Esports are your first team eliminated in this first game.
And that is fresh off a rotation. We were just talking about them shortly, therefore. Outside of the circle with Shopify Rebellion, they look for a spot in zone, they get denied. Not only was Flat looking at them, but it's Ninjas in Pajamas. Checking in here with Kina Trope, who got a win yesterday and were looking really strong, have found themselves just on the outside. We were wondering where Dory was going to rotate into, and they are currently at Hammond Labs, a survey beacon over there for information. But this rotation is so tough. You have to carve up that hill, right, straight towards Kinatrope. They're going to deny that immediately. So if I'm Dory, we are going to wrap around and try to find another angle.
Taking a page out of the Kate Bush book too, right? After trying to run up that hill and now trying to find your way with the way that a lot of these teams have congregated over onto the southern side of Somers. It's crazy to see how consistent Flat has been in taking these early fights and always coming out on top with early KP, but even better when this is their POI, right? They chose Somers University. Some teams here, like even VKG, who had prioed Grow Towers when it came to having Olympus into the map rotation mix. I'm hearing the longbows from a distance. Thinking here as Team Heretics are trying to run from the other side of Unlimit. It's going to be Sentinels who do have control over the edge of the zone. So Heretics may actually get pinched as Dory now moving up too. Team that also needs to really go hard because Reject are still down to what looks to be a solo. The Wraith has not been able to get the res.
No, Arufa is trying so hard, but you're right. At least it is your Wraith player that is the last solo alive. Muscle on Crypto, scouting out, hey, where is he going to be? Where is he escaping to? For now, he lives to see, hey, at least we're upgrading to blue. May not have the teammates, but it's up to blue. But a big fight. Alliance, Ninjas in Pajamas. Unlucky, already has the shields ripped off. 5 seconds needed to get the bat back in place.
Dang, Alliance got here so quick here too as well, but you have to be careful with the amount of ultras in the lobby. Hotkeys does get that swap too. NIP on the outskirts of this building. The Cossack traps to allow Alliance to try to bunker down. Curve trying to take it off. Angle here on the Wraith himself. He's got the unlimited ammo amp as well. Just trying to pepper in with the R9. Is going to be able to queue away, getting a little aggressive, but opening things up for the rest of his team. User too. Flat. Trying to take a chunk out of Alliance. Everybody is looking at Alliance, but they're safe and sound inside this building, and it's a great look considering their composition too. They can get the reset. Unlucky is bunkering down with the Cossack, and Curve was literally one shot. Cole's gonna be able to help him out. They get the quick little Evo Shield swap just so that way Curve can also heal up with the med kit. Better when you have your teammate that's already fully healed. Kuzer now moves all the way up, especially when he's on the altar.
But Alliance, they're playing Caustic, not Watson. There's no pylon in there to intercept those. So they will be inundated with Arc Stars and frags. And are gonna have to dive throughout, thus leaving the building straight into NIP. So much damage, but we are not down yet.
Reject do eventually get eliminated. Unfortunately, the Soul Ray player cannot bring everybody back, but it's important to take a look at the pile up here and why Alliance keep getting harassed. Aku now moves a little bit up before taking CP back inside. Thanks with that void passage, and Dory too. Unlock the gates, they break down the window. One left from Unlimit, who had such a great way starting off their day just yesterday. Dory, this is even better for Dory. We talk about the team that is one of the squads that are at risk for elimination. They move up. Unlimit do get eliminated, and Dory already starting off nice. While Sentinels, by the way, have knocked 2 awful Falcons. It's the back-to-back. Heretics now looking to gatekeep over onto the western side of this choke, but there's so many fights happening on the different angles of this next zone pool.
Can Dory escape the ring? The connection there, the final blow. And we are just going to keep those frags handy. A thermite still in pocket, but we can be patient here. We have a minute 20 on the clock before we have to rotate in, and there's going to be so many teams moving from Somers University into that circle that we could get caught up here. But Katsu King from Dory trying to hold steady on the Seer. Not many options here. You're going to have to win the 1v1, but the chase is inevitable, and Dory are eliminated.
The fact that Heretics was able to pick that up too. Two teams that were very scary going into today. By the way, Falcons were in a lot of trouble earlier. Hopefully they can try to get the reset, it looks like, from the other side, but it's important to highlight too. VK Gaming in a great spot as Shopify now. VP move up. Ozis is able to get the knock onto Zainu and the finishing blow.
For Zap, we don't have Zainu anymore. It's going to be Zap and Phony, the duo. Having Alter is going to allow them to take these different angles to get back up. And here we go. Prestis, Ozus, Taskmaster. Zap's making a full send. He's getting the information. He goes in with the wingman and immediately disengages. They fall one by one. Zap making a heck of a play.
Oh my god, he's moving, playing off the other side. Zap! Get eliminated! Zap is just him off the void passage, dancing with the wingman. Doesn't even need all the light ammo when he literally had no mag off that R9. Now he gets a Kraber for free. In this economy, we will absolutely take those. We get the reset from Shopify, having the sub coming in. And it's nice to be able to see how this team has been able to regroup together. Elite also in the feed are popping off. I highlighted Falcons before. We have to see what's going to go on because they were actually eliminated in 15, so they were unable to fully reset there. Important, as this first game's already gassed and ready with Alliance still alive. Aberlily getting the next knock. Nemesis getting the trade up as Team Heretics get eliminated next.
But look who's there. It's Alliance. They show up just for a quick third party. And Infinite Ammo L-Star can change the tide of battle, so keep tabs on that. But Noct can't seem to place the line of sight on who is actually directing the damage towards him.
The EMP taken to the skies is a different form of fireworks while Lions are playing up the low ground. Aku has to go back inside. He got beamed, loses out on his shield. KNC now down to a solo, but it's just the crypto. A little bit of a better look here as we see in the ring, Keon getting knocked. That's going to be at the hands of Flat. As we see Shopify Rebellion in a nice side-by-side. We did see that earlier, but we also saw the feed lighting up before. That was during the time that Falcons did get eliminated, while we did see that fight in the clutch after VP had fallen. NIP now move up, Kraber in hand. Shopify get eliminated, and so do GK.
We lost out on Sentinels earlier, but for now, Alliance and Flat still having to rotate just a bit. Alliance don't have to go too far, but Flat will likely have to take this engagement for the... I think it's the power position, Vicky, honestly. From this side, with every other team across them in the circle.
And the fact that VK Gaming have made this rotate when they are the first team to prioritize Grow Towers, the first team to prioritize a POI on Olympus, and now finding themselves in this next zone alongside NIP. But all eyes on Alliance. Their family is watching. They have their faith in this squad. Flat, who now prio their POI here alone. We talked about it a little bit earlier. You got the gold extended energy mag, but you're lacking a little bit on that energy ammo. As Nano's getting the information, being inside that drone, trying to look at the teams who are going to be forced to rotate on the outskirts like Havoc.
It's a good thing you bring up Havoc. They've already acquired 5 kills. Alliance, on the other hand, they've been timing these fights, trying to take smart third parties, but haven't been able to actually net themselves a kill just yet. 3 placement points for their series thus far. And the timing. It's all about taking those engagements that are going to benefit them. They don't want to be third party here. They're playing for the win. They're playing for the most points. And Havoc, despite having the kills, have found themselves in a difficult situation.
Well, 1v1 though, as they're trying to get the reset. The EMP knocks down the barrels. But NIP Cole actually didn't overextend. He heard the res, but looks behind him. Elite now pulling up VK Gaming, trying to stay alive as NIP come up and clean up Cole. What did he eat for breakfast? He may have missed that Kraber shot, but it's fine. He's got the infinite ammo. VK Gaming get eliminated.
Taken out in the north, but it's not done because Ninjas in Pajamas will likely seek to third party and clear out their side as well. For Alliance, it's Flat beckoning to them on the other side. Who will be the victor of the south side of the zone? The fight is here, and Qzier, so much damage. Hackus as well. Unlucky though, maintaining the health. We have to heal, but 5 seconds is what a shield bat as Nano takes the chow. Unlucky says, I've got this.
Unlucky's like, all right, go back into the zone where you belong. Hasta la vista to Nano. We saw the strike with the wrecking ball as Aku is looking to heal up. Alliance being one of the few teams in this last zone. They're stacked up though, looking at Flat, who have put down the Void Nexus. Kenotrope hanging on for dear life as a solo. The lone Crypto NIP will be forced to fight against Elite, but it's a 1v1 Alliance versus Flat. This is important. The crowd gets louder with the TP. The L-Star is all Aku needs with the pressure highlighting him. Flat is eliminated and Alliance have cleared the southern side of the zone.
Down to the top 4, and Alliance are on their own. Ninjas in pajamas, Elite and Kenotrope across the way. Elite with the high ground. And does Light have a Craver? Because Kurev's got one.
Taking care of those barrels. And with the final ring now closing behind them, the skies are congested. 4 crypto drones floating about. Don't think they're going to be able to find KNC. Visible, nothing to see, hiding in the corner next to Alliance. But it's NIP who are holding this angle, trying to look for Alliance, and Elite may actually be the saving grace if they force this fight against NIP. Just looking at the comps alone, NIP don't even have, by the way, the ultra to work with. They don't have the TP, the reset opportunities. It's one of the teams with the Wraith instead. The EMP does not ring out. It gets destroyed right beforehand. They're shooting at the barrels, creating the space. They kill.
No.
Oh no, what's for the raw nade? It's gone here for Kenotrope. Last 3 squads now. It's Alliance, Elite, but it's NIP looking at Elite first.
And Elite had the high ground for NIP. There goes the portal. Kurev trying to make a vital play, and around Alliance they go. Henchman has to heal, and Elite seem to be waiting this fight out. It's just down to Unlucky.
He's playing Ring Around the Rosie, waiting very last minute, dancing around the portal before Alliance get eliminated in 3rd. It's Elite versus NIP, as Elite with the consistency get the first dub in our first game.